Genesis 24, verse 55 through 58. But her brother and her mother said, "Let the girl stay with us a few days, say 10. Afterwards she may go." He said to them, "Do not delay me, since the Lord has prospered my way. Send me away that I may go to my master." And they said, "We will call the girl and consult her wishes." Then they called Rebekah and said to her, "Will you go with this man?" And she said, "I will go." Shabbat Shalom. You know, this is an incredible thing, talking about the marriage arrangement between Isaac and Rebekah. Abraham sent the servant to a distant land to his relatives to find a wife for his son Isaac. And what's amazing is that we see the servant came to the family and talked to this woman, Rebekah, and her family, and asked, "Will she go with me to become the wife of my master, Isaac?" And they said, "Well, let's consult with her and ask her what she would like to do." And she said, "Yes, I will go." So she went to become the wife of a man that she had never met. What an amazing, amazing thing. Can you imagine that that would happen in our day? But you know, I think actually God's system of arranging marriages is something that is closer to it's something that we need to have an understanding of and return to. I'm not suggesting that we have arranged marriages today, but you know, our system today is such that most people don't even consult their parents. A lot of young people don't even have parents involved in a marriage partner selection process. So do you know how it happens? It happens through what we call the dating system, which is just having an interest in a person of the opposite gender and pursuing that interest through thoughts, looks, notes, talks, events, being with that person. There's no consultation with parents. And I've told many, many parents that system really doesn't work very well. It's producing more than a 50% divorce rate in our culture. Do you know what I believe God intended? For there to be a partnership between parents and a son, partnership between parents and a daughter to pray together. Why is it? Because parents see things. They see character in that other person. They see family patterns in that other person. Whereas a young person, when they romantically give their heart out to another person, do you know all they can think is, "But I want to be with him. I want to be with her." They don't see character. They don't see family patterns. They don't see what God is doing. And so many times what happens is people make devastating choices. And here's something that just happens in our dating system. You know, when people become boyfriend and girlfriend and pair off, it's like gluing your heart together. And so suppose I'm in a youth group, I glue my heart to that girl, we become boyfriend and girlfriend. It's like our hearts are glued together, but this wasn't designed by God to end in marriage. We're only 15 years old anyway, so it's eventually going to rip. And when that relationship breaks, like the old adage said, breaking up is hard to do. There's a wounding, there's a hurting, there's a tear in my heart. And you know, because I'm wounded, part of my heart remains with that girl. What do I do because I'm wounded? Go look for another one. And suppose I find another girlfriend. I glue my heart to her. That wasn't intended to end in marriage either, so that relationship is going to break. It has no long-term purpose. It was rooted in self-gratification for the purpose of having fun. It breaks, and now I only have this much heart left. And suppose I do that again and again and again, 5, 6, 7, 8 times before I get married, and I give out my heart to all these different girls during teenage years, dating years, and finally I come to the point where I'm ready to get married and I meet the woman that God has given me to marry. And at the altar, I come to her and I say, on our wedding day, "Honey, I love you so much, I want to give you my whole heart." And this is all that's left because I gave pieces of it out to other people. I don't have a whole heart to give my wife. Can you imagine why it is there's so much conflict in marriage? Why it takes people so many years, many times, just to get back up to zero because of the wounding, the rejection, the damage that's happened in this system? Please don't do that. Here's the question. In your family, do you have a strategy to manage romantic relationships? Do you have a strategy in your family for how people will find a marriage partner? Or are you just leaving that up to chance or to society or to what other people think? I encourage you, don't do that. At the very least, if you are parents, your husband and wife, Pray together with your son and daughter. Come before the Lord and ask God, what is the strategy by which we should be handling romantic relationships? And this is awesome. You look at Isaac and Rebekah, their marriage lasted. There was no divorce that occurred. They didn't struggle and have all kinds of problems. God was in it. And I believe God will do a similar thing for you. But there has to be a strategy in every family. How are we going to handle romantic relationships? Abraham had a strategy. He knew how. He had a purpose and a strategy of how he was going to find a wife for his son Isaac, and Isaac agreed with it. So establish a strategy in your family of how romantic relationships will be handled, how you will choose marriage partners in your family, and walk according to the strategy that God gives you. And I believe God's favorite strategy is a partnership between parents and a son, between parents and a daughter, praying together, seeking God's best interest. God bless you.